All right, folks, so little has happened, so much time. Strike that, reverse it.
We have so much time and so little to do. Strike that, reverse it.
Tons has happened, not so much time. That's why I haven't posted a vlog in a while, but you are going to get one today. So here we go. So update on FedEx. I now only do pickups. I start around 3, I do 12 scheduled pickups, and I'm done by about 4:30 usually, and they give me a half day's pay. Let's go back in time a little bit and recap some. So spring 2021, I quit being a full-time driver. Didn't drive for about a month solid at all, and started personal training full-time. After that first month, came to realize I had some extra time on my hands, even having like a full schedule of well-paying training clients. I still had like humongous 3-4 hour holes in my day where I wasn't doing anything. So I figured on my own terms, I'd try to go back to the station and do a little bit of driving for them. They loved that idea, and for a while, I did some mini routes for them here and there. That became less and less sustainable as I got busier and busier with one of the things I'm going to tell you about today, to the point where I couldn't do that anymore. One day, they had me do these pickups instead of having me do a full route. And after I was done, I was like, man, you know, that was actually pretty easy for the most part, and it didn't take me very long, and they're willing to pay me a bunch of easy money for it. So I proposed that I could do these pickups Monday through Friday from 3 to 4:30, and they were all about it. They were so happy to have somebody doing these pickups for them. So now I have time to train people. I have time to do the pickups. I have time for lacrosse practice in the mornings with the BYU lacrosse team. And I have time to work on an app that I'm working on with some buddies called TrainMe. TrainMe is very similar to Uber or Lyft, except it is geared towards personal trainers. The point is for a trainer to sign in on one side and a client to sign in on the other side, and the app links them together based on the client's goals and the trainer's specialties, also the client's preferences and the trainer's availability. So if you wanted to be online trained, we are going to have online trainers. If you want to be trained remotely through like Zoom, we are going to have the option for you to be trained on virtually through Zoom. If you want to be trained in person, we will hook you up with a personal trainer in your area who wants to train you and has the right education and specialties to train you. Today is April 5th. We have been working on this app for about a year. The guy who's actually building our app, who's one of my best friends in the whole wide world, he has only been working on it since about Christmas, and he's just about done with it. It should be done here by the end of the month and ready for people to jump on and start using it. If you don't live in Utah, we are planning to open it up to Utah people specifically to begin with. That's where we've done most of our push, is here in Utah. But since it's going to be on the App Store, I can't really stop you from downloading it and trying it out. So if you are looking for a trainer, just know you're only going to have online trainer availability for you at first, unless there just so happens to be a trainer who decided to get on the app early in your area as well, in which case maybe you'll get linked up with one of them. So just trying to set expectations a little bit there. So that has been my day. I started off by training a couple of my clients. I then had meetings with people involving TrainMe to try to keep that gravy train rolling, getting things ready for the launch of the app. After that, I walked the dog, ate some food, and now I'm heading to do my pickups. I will have lacrosse practice tonight, late at night, which is kind of different from what we usually do. We have a game that we're playing at midnight for a team's midnight madness or midnight mania, something like that, over the weekend. And so we thought it'd be a good idea to have the boys practice late at night. So that'll start at 9:30 and end at 11:30 tonight. and that will be the last thing that I do today. For now, I've got 2 bulk stops waiting for me at the station. I'm going to load them up in a cutaway, so it's just a truck with a box on the back, no door to get me from the front to the back or anything like that. Just basically a big moving truck. Gonna load up those 2 bulk stops, go do the deliveries, and then I'm going to head into my scheduled pickups. Before I head into the station, last note, if you are at all interested in TrainMe, whether as a client or as a trainer or a health coach of any kind, go ahead and look for the link down in the description for trainmehere.com. You'll be able to sign up and get periodic updates on the app's progress. Again, the hope is end of April, but we're sending out emails to let people know how our progress is going week by week. If you're interested, go check out that link. Go ahead and fill out the form and you'll be in the loop. There she blows. What a beauty. Right where I left her. We're gonna run around the back and check and make sure that nothing is in there. Dry as a bone. Perfect. Little problem. This is where the bulk stops are supposed to be, and there are no bulk stops here, even over where the carts are typically. Nothing over there either. All right, well, somebody stole my bulk stops, and all I have to say is thank you. Good freaking job. However, that means I'm here way earlier than I need to be. So I'm just going to drive over to my first pickup and hang out for a bit. All right, how's your view? Let's get after it. Wanted to stop and chat with you for a second because I cannot go any further at this point. The annoying thing about pickups is that they have a window where I can conduct that pickup. So for example, most of my pickups today opened at 3 and a majority of them close at 5. So I have those 2 hours to pick up all the packages, scan them, and close that stop. Now, it doesn't matter when I open the stop, when I start scanning packages. What matters is when I close it. I cannot close that stop on my scanner until the window is opened, or else we get fined. So one thing that I'll usually do is I will go to a business maybe 5 minutes early and start loading everything up and scanning it. But then I will wait until I'm done loading it, which usually means it's about the time that the window is open. Then I can close the stop. With the last stop that I did, an art store, I scanned all the packages and loaded them in, and I cannot close that for 3 more minutes when that stop officially opens at 3:30. So all the packages are scanned into my scanner and stacked here in the truck, but I cannot close that stop until that window officially opens. Now, the issue that I always run into with my last 2 stops here is that one of them opens at 4. So even though I have all these ones scanned in and I could technically start loading these other ones into my truck, I can't scan them because my scanner still has the stuff from the last stop on there. And I can't close that stop yet. So in 3 minutes, I'll close that stop, then I'll be able to back the truck up, start scanning those packages, and get them in a little bit early, but I won't be able to close that stop until 4. Now, if that wasn't already annoying enough, my next stop, my very last stop after this one, is all the way across town and opens at 3. I could technically go and start scanning those packages in and loading them in, but they're heavy and super annoying and don't stack very well, so I usually save them for last. The stop doesn't close until 5. I usually close that stop around 4:20, so not a big deal to not go and do it, but this one that doesn't open until 4 o'clock is just a humongous pain in my butt. One last thing I wanted to comment on was the fact that you probably saw some people at one of the stops helping me load stuff in. That is huge for me. That makes my day so much better. Think of it this way. I usually have to move every package twice. I have to move it once in order to get it on the truck, and then another time to stack it nice and pretty over here. That's not the funnest thing in the world. Obviously, I do it at most of the stops, but when a person decides to help me with their packages, put them in the truck so that I can then just take them and stack them, that makes a world of difference, especially if it's a big stop. They usually have a lot today. I think they only had like 35, 40, but there have been days where they've had like 70, 80 packages. And so them helping me get all that in here helps me save a lot of energy and time as well. So help out your FedEx guy. They will definitely appreciate it, and they'll handle your packages a little bit more gently. All right, I can finally close this last stop, which means I can go start scanning the second to last. So let's get back at it. Having to pause again because my stop that I just did doesn't open for about 12 more minutes. So there's no point in me going to the next place because I can't start scanning the packages there until this one closes. And those ones, I can't get them in here and then scan them later because I have to pile them on top of each other so much. You'll see. They only had 48 today, which is well below their average. They usually have somewhere between 70, and I've had 105 there before. But a lot of them are these stupid fragile glass boxes that are somewhere around like 30 to 40 pounds. So not my favorite place to pick up from, and nobody ever helps me at that one. Now, to be fair, I do appreciate the exercise of the job. That's one of the things I've actually always liked about it, but it's still nice to get help from people every once in a while. Don't be afraid to help somebody today. Anyway, it's about a 5-ish minute drive, depending on how dumb traffic is down the main road. So I'm gonna wait another couple of minutes, get a drink, scroll mindlessly through my phone, and then start making my way over to the last pickup. Without further ado, let's finish this. Headed back to the station now. I have some hazmat pickups I did, which have to be offloaded at a certain area in the station. But then I pretty much just go ditch my truck in one of the lots, and we're good to go. So honestly, not too bad. It is now 4:16. I got to the station expecting to do that bulk stop around 2-ish, so 2.5-ish hours by the time I actually get done and heading home. That's not awful, especially considering it's usually an hour less, just because I don't usually have those bulk stops that they wanted me to take. Still, by the way, have no idea what happened to those bulk stops, but not my problem. Headed home, gonna hang out with the family for a bit, have dinner, take a shower, and then start preparing for our lovely 9:30 to 11:30 practice. Went home, got showered, had dinner. The unborn baby in the family wanted In-N-Out, so In-N-Out it was. Now I'm heading to practice. And in the almost 7 years that I have been involved with this lacrosse program, we have never had a night practice like this. Not while we were still in Utah, at least. We've had night walkthroughs and practices before playing away games, but this is the first time we'll ever do this on our home field at night. Kind of weird. I'll give you guys some highlights while I'm there, and then bedtime. All right, back home here in the garage. Did not get a chance to take any video out at practice because it was freezing, so my hands were in my pockets the entire time. I apologize for that. Instead, enjoy these highlights of me playing lacrosse in college. Guys, if you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you later.